Hi guys, welcome back to my channel For Your Heart and Home. My name is Dee Dee. Welcome into my kitchen. Today's video will be about the 5 wheat berries I use the most in my kitchen. As I shared in previous videos, we have been incorporating home-milled whole wheat flour into our diet slowly over the past 8 months. We have recently completely made the switch, and these are the top 5 wheat berries I have used the most and find the easiest to work with. Soft white wheat. The first is soft white wheat. Soft white wheat is low in protein and high in starch, making it perfect for tender baked goods like muffins, cookies, and cakes. It creates a light, fluffy flour with a mild flavor and is an excellent choice for pastries and quick breads. Today, my children needed something for a quick snack, and I also wanted to have something prepared for breakfast the following day, so I decided to make a double batch of chocolate chip muffins. Over the last several months, I have simply swapped out the flour in my regular muffin recipe and replaced it with equal parts soft white wheat. Sometimes you might find you may need to add up to 1/4 of a cup of extra soft white wheat flour to get the muffin consistency you are looking for. The more you work with a recipe, the more you will be able to make these changes work for you. Overall, I have found that converting to freshly milled flour has not been too difficult, and I encourage you to go with your gut when it comes to consistency. Hard white wheat. Next, I use a lot of hard white wheat berries as well. Hard white wheat is a versatile grain with a lighter color and milder taste than hard red wheat, which I've also used. It's high in protein and great for yeast breads, rolls, and sandwich loaves, which is primarily what I make on a weekly basis. Hard white wheat produces a soft crumb while still offering the strength needed for a good rise. I bake bread some weeks every other day. I make 2 loaves of sandwich bread each time, and if I see that we might not use up the bread as quickly as I would like, I will place one of the loaves in the freezer so that it doesn't go stale. When I need it, I will remove it from the freezer, and once it warms back to room temperature, it will be springy and the texture will be just like it was freshly baked. In this video, you will see me using hard wheat with a mix of spelt to make hamburger buns. We use these buns for sandwiches, but often my children will eat them plain, leaving off the cheese, jam, or peanut butter, which is usually offered. Spelt. Next on my list of favorite grains right now is spelt. Spelt is an ancient grain known for its slightly sweet, nutty flavor and smooth texture. It's easy to digest for many people and can often be used as a substitute for other wheat options. It is great for rustic breads, pancakes, and even pasta. I have recently been using spelt in most of my baking, and I really love the end results of the items. I often make a blend of spelt and whatever other grain I intend to use, as it adds a unique flavor profile to the meal. My children were hesitant to try all these new items I have been making in recent months. Since the addition of spelt, they seem much more eager to try the foods and will eat everything in its entirety. Emmer. Prior to learning about freshly milled flour, my husband and I were looking for an alternative to using basic white rice. As Jamaicans, rice was a staple in our kitchen and we ate it often. Once we learned that white rice, like commercially bleached milled flour, lacked a lot of substantial nutrients we need in our diet, it was time to make a change. So we were on the hunt for a more nutrient-rich alternative. During the search, we stumbled on emmer. We worked with it for a while, cooking it like rice, and while I loved it, it took the rest of my family time to get used to it. Eventually, we gave up and it was removed from our grocery list. Now that I'm milling my own berries at home, I'm excited to see that emmer can also be milled and included in our food, just in a different way. Emmer is a hearty, ancient grain rich in fiber, protein, and nutrients. Its earthy flavor and chewy texture shine in artisan loaves, soups, and salads. When milled, it adds depth and hardiness to bread and other baked goods. I have used it in my regular sandwich loaves, in my hamburger buns, and even in my tortillas. I love that this grain has once again found its place in my kitchen because it's so beneficial to our bodies. Durum wheat. The fifth grain I will talk about today is durum. I feel like there's a backstory to me using a lot of these grains. I went on a journey about 3 or 4 years ago wanting to learn all about making homemade pasta. I have since perfected the process, but when it came time to switch to freshly milled flour, I was afraid we would have to go back to using pasta from the store. Using the equipment I had at home and using all-purpose flour, I made tons of pasta, but things got tricky once we made the switch. Thankfully, I found a fantastic recipe online that uses durum wheat, and I have since been sold. Durum wheat is a dense, high-protein grain best known for pasta making. When freshly milled, it yields a rich, golden flour ideal for noodles, flatbreads, and pizza crusts. Its firm structure creates chewy, satisfying textures. I have been using it for all our noodles and pasta and plan to use it to make pizza dough soon. So these are the 5 wheat berries I use most often in my kitchen. Now that I'm more confident working with freshly milled wheat, I like to mix and match which berries I use and for what purpose. As you can see today, as part of my spread, I used a mix of spelt and emmer to make hamburger buns or rolls, and I used the same mix with a bit of soft white wheat to make some chocolate chip muffins. Next, you'll see my plate for this evening's dinner. I made curry chicken with green bananas, sweet potatoes, and using a mix of spelt and emmer, I made boiled dumplings. Last, I used my spelt and emmer mix to make some tortillas. As you can see, they are soft and can easily be used to make wraps or quesadillas. This is my encouragement to you. If you're thinking about trying wheat berries, go for it. Start with a simple, hard and soft wheat and work to perfect a versatile recipe. I use my basic dough recipe to make sandwich loaves, buns, cinnamon rolls, cinnamon star bread, and so much more. One rule of thumb is if you're going to use yeast as your leavening agent, you want to pull for a hard wheat variety. However, if you're going to be using baking soda or baking powder, you want to pull for a soft wheat variety. Once you're comfortable working with a trusted recipe, then you can branch out and try other wheat varieties. As always, thanks for checking out my videos. For more information, check the description box where I will be sure to link recipes I have used. Check out my blog for free recipes and meal ideas too. I appreciate it if you would share, like, and comment on this video to help me grow in this space. Your subscription is also greatly appreciated. I upload new videos weekly, so thanks for being here today, and I'll see you in the next one.